So Cypriots are furious with government plans to take some of their savings to partially fund a bailout of the country's banks. The EU and IMF are lending $13 billion to Cyprus and insist that ordinary Cypriots must contribute to the bailout. Ministers have been holding emergency talks over the deal, and a vote on the package will now take place on Monday. Al Jazeera's Peter Sharp is in the Cypriot capital, Nicosia.
Well, the emergency session to discuss and debate the bailout was delayed 24 hours today. I think it gives the chance for the government to knock a few heads together politically to try and bring about some sort of political majority. He's got a very slim majority in Parliament, and talking to other political parties would give him a chance possibly to get the yes vote from other members of Parliament for when the bailout comes up for a vote tomorrow. Also, it gives the government and its economic advisors a chance to really assess what the effect of this bailout terms are on the other banks in Europe, because Monday the banks will be opening across Europe. Here it is a public holiday, so it'll give them a chance to measure that sort of response. Today, Kim Vinnell has been looking at the reaction of people in Nicosia to these very, very tough levies.
Attempting to drain their savings before the government takes a cut. But these anxious investors were a day late.
I
saw people withdrawing money on Saturday and I told myself, let's do it later. And then there was no money. All the cash points are empty.
Beaten by the thousands who'd queued at ATM machines across the country. In the wake of news, the public could be funding the country's financial bailout. Banks put in place withdrawal limits, but that did nothing to deter would-be cash grabbers.
Why should they take our money? I don't understand. We work and we deposit our money for our own purposes, and they come to take our money? This is unfair. Unfair.
They're anticipating a levy demanded by lenders, who on Friday offered Cyprus $13 billion in bailout money. Under the deal, anyone with a bank deposit in Cyprus will be taxed. That means everyone who has less than $130,000 in the bank will pay a one-time tax of 6.75%. Anyone who has more than that in savings will pay 9.9%. So someone with $150,000 in the bank will be forced to give the government nearly $15,000. Cyprus is the third Eurozone country to receive a financial lifeline, but the first to dip into people's savings to pay for it. Government ministers met in Nicosia's presidential palace ahead of an emergency meeting on Monday to vote on the levy.
It's a lose-lose situation. There will be a huge deposit withdrawal from Cypriot banks with or without a levy.
The deal still requires the approval of Parliament, and it's not just Cypriots who should be worried. Foreigners account for around 40% of bank deposits, and most of those are from non-resident Russians attracted by lax regulations. Those alone amount to more than $32 billion.
On one hand, they're very happy because they believe that those businessmen who put their money to the Cyprus banks, not honest businessmen. On the other hand, some of the people concerned, but maybe part of their salary now on such a Cyprus bank deposit.
Without the bailout package, the country risks defaulting by May, threatening to unravel the entire Eurozone. A bitter pill to swallow for Cypriot investors, who after Monday's vote could be picking up a large portion of the country's bailout tab. Kim Vinnell, Al Jazeera.